Thank you so much for coming to this third presentation of the film, Where Do Black Men Live? It has been an honor and a privilege to work in this project, and I'm just very grateful that we get to watch it here today. Just a couple of things. After the screening, we will have a great event and celebration at the Commons. How to get there, the walking instructions for getting there is in your programs on page 6. Please go. It will be so much fun, and we will have free food and drinks for everybody. Now, without further ado, I want to present to you Ukumbwa Sauti, who is going to give you guys a keynote speech. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Good. I hope we'll be doing better by the time I finish. And I have to ask the question, because we're talking about where do black men live. Where are the black men right now? Let me hear you. Let me see you. Wave a hand. There might just be a few. I see you. Okay. Let me see if you. Anybody else out there? All right. I saw that hand. All right. I just need to know where you are. Okay. Because I came here for you today, and I came here for everybody else too, but I just wanted to make sure I knew where you were and could feel you. Okay, thank you. I'm a consultant and educator, and I do work around social justice issues. I'm a facilitator, and there's a number of things, bios in the program. And I hope you take a look at that. That would be great. But I would like to get to my presentation because I think we have some places that I want to take you today. And I hope it's a relevant process for us all. All right. So where do black men live? Where do black men live? Where do black men get to breathe? Where do black men live? Black men live on the streets, rooming houses, couches, prison cells, jails, institutions, at the brutal intersection of the economic, medical, housing, educational, cultural, and colonial oppression, in the planned capitalist wage slavery of unemployment, of underemployment, in the ghosting by the GI Bill and the fleeting wisp nearness, unfathomable distance of the possibilities of intergenerational wealth, the possibilities of home, safety, security, embodied ownership, yet on stolen indigenous land. Where do black men live? In a perceived and coerced criminality, coded not only into our whip and bullet-flayed skin, but into our own concoctions of who we often think we are. In a capitalist European settler colonial state, of a distorted sense of self in the violence of poverty, the relegation into second, third, fourth, and fifth class status. In the blood-red, white violence, black and blue descendancy of the plagiarized Constitution that said, yet still affirms, we are but 3/5 of a man. Where do black men live? In the sacred warrior, protector, lover, nurturer of the African woman's womb, of the black woman's womb, in black women's worry, in the complex, liminal, and hard spaces of black women's boundaries, in the tears of her eyes, in the joy and in despair, and in the joy, in the fire of her soul, salvation in the cornrow genius of her hair, in her arms as she released us together over the gunwales of the enslaver ships, yet into the growing ancestral population home of the Atlantic, the ancestral Atlantic Ocean, womb of so many Africans, too many Africans. In the space behind the guns and the cultural weaponry of Ya Santawa and her Ghana sisters, aunties, nieces, and mothers against the British. In the forces led by Queen Nzinga in Angola against the Portuguese. who had been one of the first nations to send spies, agents, interlopers, contractors, and soldiers onto the shores of our African home, where black men lived. Where black men live. Where do black men live? In the indifference and neglect of beaten men who contributed sperm, but not love and commitment, and in the lives of men, in the dedication, power, and love of those who did give all to family and community. In the communities of men who took on extended family fatherhood's many facets without officially filling out the application. So many of us still continuously captured, enslaved, violently coerced into incarceration in numbers so high, in communal pain and loss so deep that we had to write libraries of books and song and poems about it. In the statistics of the U.S. American settler colony holding the largest population of incarcerated humans in the world, in the painful numbers that mark black men as more than 25% of all those incarcerated. Where do black men live? In the Liberation Army that liberated Kuwasi Balagoon and Assata Shakur, whose legacy would help liberate the spirit, creativity, and cultural power of Tupac. Where do black men live? In our struggles against the patriarchy already in our cultures, but made rabid by the brutality of the off-planet male deity, Christian European colonial misogyny. And then the construct of misogynoir, thank you, Dr. Moya Bailey, in the blood, sweat, and tears of the intersectional battleground of the Combahee River Collective. Thank you, Demita Frazier and crew. And the geniuses of Kimberly Crenshaw and the Sisterhood of Struggle to clarify the mirror we all see ourselves in. Systemic oppression gave us a brutal distortion, funhouse mirror into which to see and be ourselves. Confusion in, confusion out, violence in, violence out. In our struggles with the patriarchy that rots us from the inside and deconstructs our relationships with all those around us, turning us into the danger we warn our daughters about and often fail to tell our sons not to be, clearly, directly, authoritatively. Where do black men live? In the sweat of applications for housing, for apartments, for rooms, for space, for freedom of being held by house, home, the support of the spirit of our Mother Earth, Timbalu, in the dotted I's and crossed T's, in the asking, in the proving of oneself, in the submission of our names that spark rejection at the thought of the ragged stories of prejudice of us, and our families or no families, in the justification of eligibility, the financial risk, the emotional risk, the loss, the rejection, in the wins, in the successes, in the abuse of withholding by power of something that should be a right for us all, like air or water or community or love. Where do black men live? In the police legacy of enslaved African catchers, kidnappers, in convict leasing and vagrancy laws. Laws. Injustice is often legal. In the enslavement exception clause of the 13th Amendment. In the racist injustice system. Foster care. In the school-to-prison pipeline. In the iron sights and crosshairs, yet unwielded batons of modern-day racist policing. Where do black men live? In the memory of George Floyd, Sandra Bland, Philando Castile, Freddie Gray, Medgar Evers, Malcolm Little's father, Breonna Taylor, Rekia Boyd, and Michael Brown. Where do black men live? In our futures, in our children, those we fathered, those we left behind, those we were unknowingly models for, in our expansiveness, in our pushback, our push forward, in the portals we open, in the pain we relieve, in the pain we create and sustain, in the pain we endure, in the pleasure we give and receive, in our missteps, mistakes, missed opportunities. Where do black men live? In our surviving, in our thriving, in our Nile Zambezi, Mississippi River of tears, in the Namib Sahara heat of anger, hell hot, a hell not of our own creation because Africa never created hell. At least not one it felt compelled to force upon others in abusive manipulation of exploitation, the destruction of the beauty and resilience of blackness, of Africanity. Where do black men live? In bondage, in boxes, in prisons, in the holds, in the fetid, festering bellies of ships bound for lands many of our forebears had yet seen. In the door of no return, in a castle called Elmina, and in an enslaver ship named Jesus. In the lives of other men, in the eyes of other men, in the arms of other men. Where do black men live? In the restrictions and rules and patriarchal taboo of other men, in the hearts of other men, in the boxes men make for other men, so many inherited from colonial racist patriarchal power to magnify the strength of the prison inside our own minds. If a mind is self-limiting, self-policing, the oppressor can leave their prison door unlocked, as we will constantly and consistently build and rebuild new prisons with our own hands. Where do black men live? In beautiful bodies. In beautiful and disabled bodies. In beaten, broken, and betrayed bodies. In powerful bodies. In medically fragile bodies. In medically victimized bodies. In straight bodies. In fabulous bodies. In queer bodies, trans bodies. In Marsha B. Johnson brick bodies. In celebrated and stereotyped and prejudiced and powerful and tender bodies. In the whispers over everything we've ever said, everything we've ever wondered, everything we've ever dreamed was impossible or wildly, necessarily, remotely possible. Where do black men live? On the tip of the Samburu spear, in the hard military steel of the Zulu assegai, in the insistent fight back forward ever of the Toy and occupied Azania, in the mantra chant song of African liberation, Izwe letu I Africa, and no equivocation, and in the no equivocation of the we will overcome today rally cry of the Pan-Africanist Congress of Azania, one settler, one bullet. In the story and the creation of Pan-Africa, in the manifestation of a United States of Africa. In Al-Hajj Malik El-Shabaz's voice, revolution is based on land. Land is the basis of all independence. Land is the basis of freedom, justice, and equality. Where do black men live? In the rending of our very bodies and souls from the earth motherland of our birth, our identities, of our deep baobab, dark soil root of timeless connectedness. In the creations of new foundations, created and constantly recreated out of poverty and oppression. Where do black men live? Everywhere. Yet still nowhere without some level of struggle and bloodletting. Where do black men live? In the fire-ashed bone dust of Rosewood, of Tulsa, of Slocum, New Orleans, Detroit, East St. Louis, Memphis, Chicago, founded by Jean-Baptiste Pointe du Sable, and in Philadelphia, 1985. In the battles in the swamps of the Seminole, in the maroon-held forests of Jamaica and Haiti. Where do black men live? In the eyes of our ancestors, in the hearts of our ancestors, in the blood of our ancestors, in the wildest dreams of our ancestors, in the work, forced and free, of our ancestors, in the deaths of our ancestors, in the lives, the breath, the pulsating sound, scientific conservation of energy of our ancestors, traditions, transitions, and spiritual alchemy. In history, more bright and bold and beautiful than most of us can even imagine. In our presence, our embodiments, our bodies, our movements, our dance, our utterances, our songs of magnificence, from Nyabingi to Nas. In our cries for sustenance, support, healing, holding, and relief. Where do black men live? In our future, in our futures, in our dreams, in our plans, in our goals, in our organizing, in our organizations, in our united fronts, in our nations, in our freedoms, in our knowing and projections into freedom, even when we have just been notified of in official manner that a level of freedom has already been upgraded, though still with restriction, but the level of torture, violence, and degradation had been so deep, so long, so bloody, so incomprehensible that the Juneteenth energetic release was like nothing we had ever known. A welcome stranger of our extended family we would still yet have to get to know, to integrate into our consciousness, our beleaguered hearts and bludgeoned bodies, beaten but still bold spirits. Where do black men live? In the multiplicity of formations and contexts and frameworks, interdimensional geographical manifestations of freedom and liberation. Not one of them was thrust upon us, but every single one created out of the concretized prison terrorism of racist, patriarchal colonial forces and people that would rather see us asleep in the Matrix movie pods as victim-powered batteries, servers in name and function, rather than free and unfettered humans alive in our own communal and cultural body autonomy. Where do black men live? In Ubuntu. Too simply put as I am because you are, because we are. In the voice of the djembe, whose name means come together. In Uhuru, in Umoja, in the Nguzo Saba, in the songs of Shango and Olodumare, in the Dagra ritual dance, in the ring shouts, in the music and dance and martial arts of the Hota, from Angola to Recife. Where do black men live? We live here, today, in Cambridge and far beyond. We live in the best and brightest hopes and dreams of people who show up to acknowledge our lives, our living, the harshness of it, the difficulty of it, the struggle of it, the beauty of it. We live in the bloodstream of history, now and forever. Where do black men live? Black men live now. Black men, welcome home.
Hi. I am just here to say a really quick thank you, and thank you so much. That was an incredible piece. I feel like speaks to the heart of this film. We can give another round of applause. Beautiful. Such beautiful work. Yeah, I'm so honored to be here to present this film. Stephanie and I started to first talk about turning this piece, which began as a kind of theatrical piece, into a film a couple of years ago, and it's been an amazing journey to see it go from ideas on the page to this incredible work that we're going to see today. I want to thank some of the people who participated in making this, including some of the actors who are here with us in the audience, the amazing creative team, which gave so much to this process. And I also especially want to say thank you to the anonymous contributors to the work that Stephanie has done. Their stories are the heart of this work, the heart of this piece. They shared their lives, they shared their journeys with an incredible amount of vulnerability and openness that really let us inside of their world, which I think translated beautifully into this film. I think we took the heart of that openness, that emotionality, that intimacy, and tried to put it into this work and create a space and a piece where we could see Black men in vulnerable dialogue with each other about things that are not often said out loud, to see them in community with one another, to see them sharing vulnerably and openly and giving space to Black men to expose the interior of their lives to us. And we took that incredible content that was in this research, and we were able to infuse that into the way that we made this film, into the way that we treated each other on set, into the way that the actors performed with one another. So I think I'm just very, very happy to be here. I'm happy to share this work, and I'm very honored to have been able to participate in making it. I hope you all enjoy the film, and again, there's going to be a beautiful celebration afterwards. I'll come up at the end of the film and remind you to please go over to the Commons for that. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you for witnessing this work, and here's the film. you.